In the Niger River, a secret world of mermaids exists. Mirabel from Ogo village was choosing to enter this world. The mermaid queen gave her a special gift, but first, she had to complete tasks for 27 years. Join me on Mirabel's journey, a true story of poverty, loss, and great riches. Every night, I could still hear the cries of souls that perished in the Niger River when the boat sank. My name is Mirabel, from the village of Oko, near the Niger River. Life was tough when I was a child. My parents had little to provide for me and my siblings. My story begins with the struggles of a young girl in a harsh world. When I turned 15, my parents married me to an old poor man in the village. Life with him was harder than I could have imagined. I had no education, so I couldn't read or write. We farmed to survive, but it was never enough. I felt trapped and hopeless, wishing for a better future. After 2 years of marriage, I gave birth to a son. He died after 3 months. This heartbreaking pattern continued with all 5 of my children. Eventually, my old husband died too, leaving me childless and a widow. The pain and loneliness were overwhelming, and I didn't know how I would survive. In my darkest hours, many family members and friends tried to comfort me. My childhood friend, who was wealthy, gave me a large sum of money to start a business. This was the turning point of my life, giving me hope and a brighter future. I decided to start selling different food items in large quantities to neighboring villages. I used boats that traveled through the Niger River for transportation. The business grew for more than a year, and I felt a glimmer of hope as my hard work began to pay off. One day, while on a journey to sell my goods, the sun was shining and the river was calm. But then, without warning, a violent windstorm hit our boat in the middle of the Niger River like a toy. The boat sank and everyone on it died. Miraculously, I survived floating in the water, wondering why I was paid. To my surprise, I found myself in an underwater world with mermaids. And so my journey began, a journey that will change my life forever. I will serve the mermaid for 27 long years, completing tasks that will test my courage and intelligence. But first, I had to meet the queen of the mermaids, a mysterious and powerful figure who would determine my destiny. My eyes adjusted slowly to the dim light of the underwater palace as I saw the mermaid queen, her long hair flowing like seaweed, her eyes shining like pearls. The queen's voice was like music. The queen of the mermaids welcomed me and said, "You are special. What is your name?" I replied, "Mirabel." She told me I had a special destiny and had been choosing to live with them and serve them for 27 years. And in return, I'll be granted a gift beyond my wildest dreams and imaginations. Trembling and unsure of what lay ahead, the queen's smile reassured me. "Fear not, Mirabel. You will be our messenger, our ambassador to the human world. You will carry out tasks for us, and in return, you will be rewarded." The queen's voice echoed in my mind. My first task was very challenging. I was asked to gather rare underwater magical plants with healing properties, a mission that tested my courage and determination. The mermaid queen said, "It grows on the river bank, but beware, the forest is treacherous." Then I was properly equipped for the journey to the forest. I encountered snakes, spiders, and treacherous terrain, but my determination kept me going. The plant was finally found, its leaves shining with an underworld glow. As I swam back to the palace, I felt the plant's energy coursing through my veins. The queen's praise was my reward, she said. Mirabel, you are indeed a true servant of the mermaids. The mermaid sent me to collect pearls from the deep ocean, guarded by fierce sea creatures. It was terrifying, but I succeeded, proving my bravery and earning their trust. Next, I had to find a hidden treasure chest buried under the sand. It took me weeks, but I finally uncovered it, feeling a sense of accomplishment and pride. The queen's next task was one of great importance. Mirabel, we need you to deliver a message to the sea goddess, Jemoja. She has the power to control the oceans, and we need her help to stop a great disaster from occurring. Knowing that this will be a difficult task, I swam to Jemoja's temple, encountering dangerous sea creatures and treacherous underwater currents. But I persevered, using my skills and cunning to overcome each obstacle. Finally, I arrived at the temple and was greeted by Jemoja herself. The goddess was beautiful but fierce, with long flowing hair and eyes that seemed to see right through me. So you are the messenger of the mermaid, Jemoja said. I have been expecting you. What is your message? I delivered the queen's message asking for Jemoja's help in stopping the disaster. Jemoja listened intently, her expression unreadable. After a moment of silence, she spoke. I will help you, Mirabel, but you must first complete a task for me. Bring me the shell of the giant tortoise, which has the power to control the oceans. I knew that this would be a difficult task, but I was determined to succeed. I set off on my quest, facing many challenges along the way. But with my bravery and cunning, I finally retrieved the shell and brought it back to Jemoja. The goddess was pleased, and with the shell's power, she helped the mermaid stop the disaster from occurring. The queen's next task was one of the great secrecy. Mirabel, we need you to retrieve a powerful scroll from the underwater library of the ancient sea wizard. The scroll contains knowledge that will change the course of our history. Nodding my head, knowing that this would be a dangerous mission, I swam to the library, encountering treacherous underwater caverns and fierce sea creatures guarding the entrance. But I used my skills to outwit them and finally reached the library. Inside, I found the scroll, but it was encrypted with powerful key code. Using my knowledge of the ocean and its secrets, I deciphered the code and unlocked the scroll's secrets. As I swam back to the palace, I was ambushed by a group of rival mermaids seeking to steal the scroll for themselves. But I fought bravely, using my powers to defeat them and protect the scroll. On returning to the palace, the queen was overjoyed. Mirabel, you have done it again. Your bravery and cunning have solved our history. At that moment, I knew that I had become a true hero of the ocean. The queen's next task was one of the great diplomacy. Mirabel, we need you to negotiate a peace treaty between our kingdom and the neighboring kingdom of the Sea Nkisi. I nodded, knowing that this would be a delicate mission. As I swam to the Sea Nkisi kingdom, encountering fierce warriors and treacherous underwater currents, I used my diplomatic skills and knowledge of the ocean to navigate the challenges and finally reach the throne room of the Sea Nkisi king. There I negotiated a peace treaty that would bring peace and prosperity to both kingdoms. The Sea Inkisi king was impressed with my diplomacy and bravery, and the two kingdoms became allies. Returning to the palace, the queen was overjoyed. Mirabel, you have done it again. Your diplomacy and bravery has brought peace to our kingdom. And with that, I knew that I had become a true ambassador of the ocean. The queen's next task was one of great mystery. Mirabel, we need you to investigate a strange phenomenon in the ocean. A large area of the sea is glowing with an otherworldly light, and we don't know what's causing it. Exhaling, knowing that this would be a puzzling mission, I swam to the glowing area, encountering strange creatures and underwater plants that seemed to be affected by the light. Using my knowledge of the ocean and its secrets, I investigated the phenomenon and finally discovered that it was caused by a magical sacred treasure hidden deep within the sea. When I tried to reach out for the sacred treasure, I was confronted by a group of rival mermaids who sought to use this power for their own gain. I fought bravely, using my hidden powers to defeat them and claim the sacred treasure. Upon returning to the palace, the queen was impressed. Mirabel, you have done it again. Your bravery and cunning have solved the mystery of the glowing sea. And with that, I knew that I had become a true detective of the ocean. Stay tuned for the thrilling conclusion of this story in part 2.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Also remember to like, comment, and share our content with your friends and on your timelines. Feel free to share your thoughts about the story in the comments section as well. Thank you.